who gets up early to go to work. When he arrives home later that day, he learns his wife has been bludgeoned to death. He has no record, no experience at all with the criminal justice system. No reason to believe he could be suspected or, even worse, convicted of this terrible crime. It's like being struck by lightning without even knowing there was a storm on the horizon. Unthinkable. Yet from Michael's story alone, especially the way he tells it, any sane American will have to conclude that if it could happen to Michael Morton, every man, it could happen to me. It could happen to anyone. I am certain this book will have far-reaching impact. Why? I can think of at least 6 reasons. First reason, the story itself is just so astonishing, especially the way Michael came to be exonerated, that it should induce a skeptical existentialist to literally get religion, a point Michael gently makes to me, the existentialist, on occasion. You will pinch yourself at some of the stranger-than-fiction dramatic turns in this story. Second reason, Michael is a courageous man, a person with true integrity and an unerring conscience. These qualities palpably drip off the page from his clean, fair, and generous narrative voice, which is never mawkish or sentimental. Permit me a personal note. On the eve of his exoneration, I presented Michael with an agonizing moral choice. You can get out of prison tomorrow, but if you are willing to fight some more, if you are willing to risk staying in prison for another 6 months or longer, I could not make guarantees, we have a chance to get the truth about how you were framed for a murder you did not commit, a chance to strike a significant blow against prosecutorial misconduct in a way that will generate some deterrence, a chance to get some legislative reforms. Michael said, "Let's play hardball." And our team did, with much greater success than we ever anticipated, and without his having to remain a minute more in prison. Utilizing a unique Texas procedure, the court of inquiry, we were able to get Ken Anderson, the prosecutor in Michael's case who hid exculpatory evidence, convicted of criminal contempt. We hope that this lesson, the value of having direct court orders that prosecutors look through files and disclose exculpatory evidence, like other lessons learned in the Morton case, can effectively and fairly deter those prosecutors who deliberately and knowingly engage in misconduct. In this book, Michael is far too modest about the courage he displayed when faced with this agonizing choice, so I feel compelled to give him up in this foreword. Third reason, Michael is a wonderful writer, with a dry wit that never deserts him, even at his darkest moments. Fourth reason, this story has already proved to be compelling in other media. Pam Koloff wrote a terrific, award-winning account of certain aspects of the case in Texas Monthly. 60 Minutes did a striking segment they wound up airing 3 times. An excellent documentary, An Unreal Dream, produced by Al Reinert, Marcy Garriott, and John Dean, has been well received at film festivals and was aired in its entirety by CNN in primetime. But if you have read or seen any or all of these accounts, don't worry. You will find this book even more interesting. Fifth reason, Michael is a remarkably effective advocate. He has demonstrated an appeal to Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals, prosecutors and police. In a state with Republican supermajorities in both the House and Senate, and with the conservative Rick Perry as governor, Michael's advocacy and example led to the passage of Michael Morton bills in 2013. One bill greatly expanded discovery in criminal cases. The other extends to 4 years the statute of limitations in attorney discipline grievances cases where prosecutors engaged in misconduct and innocent defendants were wrongly convicted. And that 4 years starts from the time of the defendant's exoneration. Based on this new statute of limitations, Anthony Graves, an African American who was wrongly convicted of murder and sentenced to death in Tyler, Texas, has filed a grievance against